Now, if you're trying to add a Google document for your syllabus, you can actually embed that document directly here within Blackboard without having to use a web link. In other words, that document is going to appear in its entirety right here on this page. To do so, in our syllabus link for our course, we can tell that we're there because it says so right here. I'm going to go to the Build Content tab right here, and this time we're going to click on an item. And what an item does is it allows us to have a text box or a text editor where we can type whatever we want. We can also do an attachment as well. So it's kind of like you're doing a generic item. So it's not going to be a file or a web link, it's just going to be something else. But what's cool with this is we're going to call this Embedded Google Doc Syllabus, is within this text editor, by default, you're going to see a single row. And to make sure that this row is maximized, go over here to the far right corner with these double down arrows and left click them once. And they will expand to show all of your editing options. You can record a video from your webcam, you can add an attachment, insert a link, a embedded media. We actually don't use this button because it doesn't usually work. What we're going to do to embed media is use this HTML button right over here on the bottom row far right. So in order to see this button, you do have to have this row of icons maximized to see all of your editing options. To do this, we're going to go to my Google Doc. Here it is right here. I'm going to go up to File, and then we're going to go to Publish to the Web. Now, it's already been published, and that's fine. And what we're looking for is not this link, but this embed code over here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Embed, and then this is my embed code. So we're going to select all of this, and then Control-C to copy, or right-click and copy. And then back in our Blackboard, we're going to go to this HTML button right here. Click on that. It'll open up a new window called HTML Code View. And now we can right-click, paste, or Control-V. And now, here is our frame, if you will, our embed code. And now hit Update. And then here we have a red box that represents our embedded media. And you're not going to actually be able to see it until you click on the Submit button here. No attachments, permit users to view content, yes. Track views, nah, not this time. Now hit Submit. Now what's going to happen is under our generic item right here, we have our document embedded in the actual Blackboard page. So there's no need to have a web link that we click on to go to an external site. We can just look at our document and play with it right here within Blackboard. Now, the reason it's such a tiny square is because if you go to this item here and then click on this little circle and then edit, and once our page loads, we have our icons here. Click on the HTML button again. The reason why it's so squished is because there's no width or height property when we created it. And so by default, Blackboard is adding a width and height, which we don't really want. So I'm going to go ahead and change the height to 100%. And delete the quotations here, so 100%. And then the width, you can't do 100% because it doesn't know how long the document is. So we're going to give it a width. Well, can we? Let's find out. One of these you can't do, width or height. I forget which. So width 100%, height 100%. Go ahead and hit Update. Cool. So now we have our document taking up this entire width here of our space. Hit Submit. And if you look, so here's our content area that we added, and here's our document. And the width is fine, but the height, it's not, it's not full document height. So let's go back in here again and edit. and go to the HTML mode. So we're going to keep the width to 100%, but you cannot use a percentage for height. You have to use pixels instead. And I usually go something high because this is a document. We're going to go with 1000 px. Px is shorthand for pixels. So just add this to your Google document that you are embedding, and you should be okay to go. Hit update, hit submit, and now here is our document. So it's 100% width and then 1000 pixels wide. And if you wanted this to be shorter, we would just decrease the pixel height. What's cool about this though is if I go to my Google document here and we add a whole bunch of lines, just keep doing that. So now we have 9 pages here. If we go back to our Blackboard item here, we'll probably have to actually refresh our page to see these updates take place. But when we do, go back to syllabus. Oh, interesting. Why is it not working? Okay, after doing some digging around, I realized that in order to make your Google document update, there is this annoying glitch inside Blackboard where none of this is going to appear, even if you log out and log back in. The only way to get these changes to appear after you've made them is to go into your Blackboard file, in this case this guy right here, go ahead and edit, and then click on the the HTML button here. And even though nothing has changed, all of this stays the same, I'm going to go to the end here, backspace to take out the E, and put the E back. In other words, tricking the editor into thinking that a change is being made, and then hit update. And now, after tricking the editor, when I go ahead and hit submit, there's my document. If I go to the very bottom, there are my changes that have been made. It's kind of stupid. I guess the only bright side is that, how often are you going to be editing your documents on the fly? But at the same time, the whole purpose of doing this embedded document in the first place is to be able to insert your syllabus onto multiple courses and then make a change somewhere and not have to worry about everywhere else that syllabus is being presented. So this could be a problem. We'll see if the new dev environment that unlocks next week has that same issue.